I need money.
Alright, fellow cappers and trappers, today we got the man who outsmarted the NSA by Black Files. Link for the full video will be in description along with link to stream where this was filmed live at Trappers Anonymous on Twitch. We're gonna get right into this though.
6th, 2013. Every screen inside NSA headquarters turns blood red. A classified slide marked PRISM just leaked, exposing how Google, Facebook, and Apple secretly feed your data to the government. Yesterday, another bombshell. The NSA logs every Verizon phone call. 120 million Americans, tracked like criminals. The world's most powerful spy agency, $10 billion budget and 30,000 employees, just got exposed by one person. A 29-year-old that forced the United States government to admit it lied to 300 million Americans. 7 years later, a federal court declared the NSA's entire operation illegal. The judge's verdict: intelligence chiefs were not.
So it's just not legal if you get caught as an intelligence agency, because that's like it's legitimately their job.
But how did a junior IT guy access the crown jewels of American intelligence? Why did he risk his life, his freedom, everything, to tell you the truth? The answer starts 3 months earlier, in a windowless room where something impossible was about to happen. Spring 2013, Oahu, Hawaii. Paradise, right? Palm trees swaying, tourists sipping Mai Tais, perfect 78-degree weather. But inside a concrete NSA facility, Ed Snowden sits in artificial light, downloading the unthinkable. He's supposed to be nobody special, just another IT contractor for Booz Allen Hamilton, one face among thousands with a security badge. At 29, he looks younger, almost forgettable. The kind of guy you'd pass in the hall.
What's looking younger got to do with looking forgettable, okay? I look younger than I am. Shit.
Without a second glance. That's exactly why nobody noticed what he was doing. Every morning, Snowden badges into his windowless office, types his password, and watches the digital lives of millions flow across his screen. Not just metadata, not just phone numbers, actual emails, real conversations, your Amazon purchases, your Google searches at 2 a.m. That embarrassing medical question you typed and deleted. It's all there. He discovers PowerPoint slides so classified that most of Congress doesn't know they exist. One slide, titled PRISM, lists every tech giant you trust as a data provider. Another diagram labeled Upstream shows the NSA literally cutting into undersea internet cables, copying everything that flows through them. But the tool that makes his blood run cold.
This is diabolical because, yeah, it's exposed, but this was 100% okayed. Now that this has been exposed, it's probably just a new way, or a better way.
Is called X-Keyscore. The training manual brags it captures nearly everything a typical user does on the internet. Want to know what your ex-girlfriend is doing?
Actually, now that I think about it, everyone just signs up to have their data collected nowadays. It's all in the terms of service, and everybody just acts like they care once a company gets exposed. But the reality is you sign up for it at this point. Everyone's negligent.
Type her email. Boom. Instant access to her entire digital life. No warrant needed. 3 weeks earlier, March 2013, Snowden watched something that changed everything. The Director of National Intelligence, James Clapper, sat before Congress.
What a name.
A senator asked him, "Does the NSA collect any type of data on millions of Americans?" Under oath, Clapper answered, "No, sir." Not wittingly. Snowden stared at his screen. He was looking at absolute, undeniable proof that Clapper just committed perjury. The NSA wasn't collecting data on some Americans. It was collecting data on everyone. Your calls, your texts, your location, all of it, stored in massive data centers in Utah, searchable forever. Night after night, Snowden can't sleep. He's sworn an oath of secrecy, signed papers that could put him in prison just for telling his girlfriend what he does. But what he's witnessing feels like watching a crime in slow motion. The NSA's mission is to protect America from foreign threats. Instead, it's treating every American like a threat. The thought that breaks him
A shame.
is simple. What if his young nephew grows up in this world? A world where every text, every call, every mistake is recorded forever. where the government knows more about you than you remember about yourself? By late May, paradise feels like a prison. Snowden makes a decision that will either make him a hero or a traitor, depending on who's writing history. He starts transferring classified documents onto encrypted drives. Not randomly, carefully, each file chosen to prove one thing. Your government is lying to you. But two questions haunt him. Who would believe a nobody contractor over the entire US intelligence community? And even if someone did believe him, would anyone care enough to do something about it? January 2013. 4 months before the world changes, Snowden sends his first encrypted email. He creates an anonymous identity and reaches out to Laura Poitras, a documentary filmmaker the government already has on a watch list. His message is cryptic. I have something you need to see. She almost deletes it. Another conspiracy theorist with proof of government secrets. But something about the technical sophistication catches her attention. This person knows things, real things, about encryption that most hackers don't. Next, Snowden contacts Glenn Greenwald, a Guardian journalist who writes like he's personally offended by government overreach. But Greenwald can barely use email, let alone encryption. So what does a desperate whistleblower do?
I'm not even gonna lie to you, I'd just be too spooked. I'd be too scared. Like, bro, they're finna getting whacked. I wouldn't even be worried about prison. I'd be worried they're just gonna whack you, bro. You gotta have major cojones.
Literally makes a YouTube tutorial, encryption for dummies, and sends it anonymously. For weeks, nothing. Greenwald ignores the videos. Too complicated, too much hassle. Until Poitras calls him, "You need to take this seriously. This is real." By May, they agree to meet. But where? Snowden chooses Hong Kong, a legal twilight zone between China and the West. He tells his girlfriend he's going on a business trip, kisses her goodbye, knows he'll probably never see her again. On May 20th, 2013, Snowden boards a flight with 4 laptops and one ridiculous prop, a Rubik's Cube. He'd told Greenwald, "You'll recognize me. I'll be the one holding a Rubik's Cube." Like something out of a Cold War novel. On June 3rd, at the Mira Hotel lobby, Greenwald spots a kid because that's what Snowden looks like. A kid
I'm not even pulling up, bro. I'm not. Just come find me.
fiddling with the
I
cube.
don't trust no one.
This can't be him, Greenwald thinks. I was expecting someone who looks like they've seen some shit. This guy looks like he fixes printers. But in room 1014, that printer-fixing kid opens his laptop and shows them the impossible. A secret court order from April 2013. Verizon must hand over all phone records to the NSA. Not some, all. Every call you've made since 2006, stored in a searchable database. Greenwald's hands shake as he reads it. This is it. Proof the government is spying on everyone. The next one, the PRISM slides. Google, Facebook, Microsoft, Apple, every company that swears your data is private. All of them are feeding information directly to the NSA.
Lying bitches.
That private Facebook message to your ex, the NSA has it. That deleted...
They done seen everybody shaboinger, brother. You got an NSA agent out there that's seen your shaboinger. You was meat gazing, really looking at shaboing.
Draft where you vented about your boss?
Crazy.
They have that too. Then Snowden shows them upstream. This is where it gets scary, he says, pulling up a diagram. The NSA has physically tapped into the fiber optic cables that carry the internet. Every email that crosses the Atlantic. Every Skype call that bounces off a satellite. They're copying all of it, storing it, searching it later. But X-Keyscore is the nightmare. One slide shows an NSA analyst's screen. They've typed in someone's email address. Instantly, the system pulls up everything. Emails, passwords, credit card numbers, nude photos, medical records. Any analyst...
Told you they got all your shaboingers, bruh. They just got Polaroids of every single American shaboinger up on a wall somewhere. And the NSA having a field day at lunch. Just oiling it up to the wall of shaboingers. That's crazy.
Do this, Snowden explains. To anyone. No oversight, no warrant, just curiosity. The journalists work 18-hour days, verifying documents, writing stories that will detonate like bombs. Snowden barely sleeps.
Why did they have a ruler for the paper? I'm so confused, bruh. What was that? The AI for this video was not cooking right there.
He knows the NSA's hunters are already mobilizing. Every day he's free is borrowed time. After 5 days, the first story is ready. Greenwald's finger hovers over send. Once this publishes, there's no going back. The most powerful intelligence agency in history will know they've been exposed. They'll come for Snowden with everything they have. Do it, Snowden says. Click. In 12 hours, the world will wake up to proof that George Orwell was an optimist. But will anyone even care? And when the NSA...
The answer is no, no one cares. No one's cared. This whole time, no one cares. It's still happening, and we signed up for it. Even with this knowledge.
Realizes what happened. How long before they find the source?
Now it's not even about them taking the data and saving it and storing it and all that. Now we're more worried about who are they giving the data to. You know what I'm saying?
June 5th, 2013, 6 p.m. Eastern. The Guardian's website crashes from traffic. The headline, NSA collecting phone records of millions of Verizon customers daily. Within minutes, every major news network breaks into regular programming. CNN, Fox, MSNBC, all showing the same classified document, all asking the same question, is this even legal? June 6th, the PRISM story drops like a nuclear bomb. The Washington Post,
Crazy how it's not legal and then they get caught doing it and then now it's legal.
Guardian publish simultaneously. Those familiar logos, Google's Rainbow G, Facebook's Blue F, Apple's Bitten Apple, arranged under top secret stamps. The companies you trust with everything are partners in mass surveillance. Mark Zuckerberg releases a statement. We've never heard of PRISM. The leaked documents say otherwise. Someone is lying, and everyone knows it isn't Snowden. James Clapper. Remember him? The guy who lied to Congress?
That boy noggin is critical. Boy look like a goblin, low-key. Like, for real. I know he be going crazy at the Renaissance Fair.
Goes on TV looking like he hasn't slept in days. He calls the leaks extremely damaging to national security. When asked about his false testimony, he fumbles. I responded in what I thought was the most truthful, or least untruthful manner.
Gotcha, bitch.
General Keith Alexander, the NSA director, testifies before Congress. Sweating through his uniform, he insists these programs stopped 54 terrorist attacks. Reporters immediately fact-check. The real number? 0. The phone dragnet never stopped a single imminent attack. Not one. Meanwhile, more leaks surface daily. Boundless
Crazy cap.
informant. A tool showing the NSA collected 3 billion pieces of intelligence from US computers in 1 month. Then comes international fury. German Chancellor Angela Merkel discovers the NSA tapped her personal cell phone. Brazil's president finds
Oh no, what a big deal. What about us? Care about these motherfuckers?
out her emails were intercepted.
My bad.
35 world leaders, allies, not enemies, all surveilled by America. Diplomatic relations
Why wouldn't we be doing that to them if we're doing it to our own people? Duh. Stupid. It's crazy.
June 9th, 2013. The biggest twist yet. Snowden reveals himself in a video that will be watched 50 million times. He sits in his Hong Kong hotel, calm as a lake, and says, I'm Edward Snowden. I'm 29 years old. I worked for the NSA. I'm the source. The internet explodes. Snowden trends worldwide. Half of Twitter calls him a hero. The other half wants him hanged for treason. News anchors can't believe it.
That is technically treasonous, brother.
This nobody just declared war on the most powerful surveillance apparatus ever built. Within hours, the US charges him under the Espionage Act, the same law used to prosecute spies in World War I. The charges: theft of government property, unauthorized communication of defense information, willful communication of classified intelligence. The sentence? Death. In Hong Kong, Snowden's hotel is surrounded. Journalists, tourists with cameras, and almost
Death is a crazy sentence. I did not expect this a death sentence. That's actually wild. Whoa. Alright, they don't play about their business. Don't get up in their business, bro. They will whack you. They're just gonna go the legal route.
Intelligence agents. He checks out on June 10th, disappears into a safe house. The U.S. pressures Hong Kong. Arrest him. Now. Hong Kong stalls, claims paperwork issues. Behind closed doors, China is making calculations. What's more valuable, one whistleblower or embarrassing America? But time's running out. Every hour Snowden stays free makes the U.S. look weaker. The world's watching a real-time chase between David and Goliath. But Goliath has drones, satellites, and infinite resources.
Infinite resources? Is that true or a stretch? Because we're in big debt. Does the debt really matter? I don't know. I don't know. As I get older, I don't think any of that shit really matters because everything's by a brink. Who gonna be like, give us our money right now or else? Like, who's gonna do that? It's fucking gonna end the world damn near. World War III? Can't nobody come collector style.
How long can one man with a laptop stay ahead of that? And where in the world can you hide from a government that sees everything? June 23rd, 2013.
Chat, where are you running to? If you gotta go, where are you running? Feel like at that point, you gotta damn near live underground, literally. You gotta dig a hole and build a bunker and have a generator somewhere in a foreign country or something so they can't see you by satellite. Because at that point, they want you so bad. Boy, they doing whatever they can. They might hit you from space with a laser.
5 a.m. Hong Kong International Airport. Among hundreds of passengers boarding Aeroflot Flight SU-213 to Moscow, one carries no luggage except fear. Edward Snowden, holding a passport that won't be valid in 3 hours, walks past security cameras that definitely recognize his face. The U.S. State Department is screaming at Hong Kong authorities, "Stop that plane." Hong Kong officials respond, "What plane? We have paperwork problems." Translation: China just gave America the middle finger. The plane takes off. Snowden is airborne, technically nowhere, belonging to no country.
China real for that.
Exactly where he needs to be. The plan, crafted by WikiLeaks' legal team, is brilliant in its simplicity. Fly to Moscow. Don't enter Russia. Stay in international transit. Catch a connecting flight to Ecuador, maybe Iceland, somewhere without an extradition treaty. But this plan assumes one thing, that the US government will play by the rules, which is a...
That shredder was not good enough for that thick-ass book. Who taught these AI clankers how to paper shred?
Assumption. At Sheremetyevo Airport, Moscow, the moment Snowden lands, the US cancels his passport. Not suspended, canceled. He's now legally stateless, a person who doesn't exist. He can't enter Russia, no passport. Can't leave, no passport. Can't even buy food. Credit cards frozen. For 40 days.
Why I don't like banks. They could just freeze your shit. What do you mean? It's my money. I need it now.
Snowden lives in an airport, sleeps in chairs designed to prevent sleeping, eats vending machine food, wears the same clothes for a week. Russian kids take selfies with that spy guy. Meanwhile, the world's only superpower is pulling every string, threatening every ally, burning diplomatic bridges just to grab one man. On July 2nd, 2013, the most insane thing happens. Bolivia's presidential plane, carrying President Evo Morales, gets forced down in Vienna. Why? Someone spread a rumor Snowden might be on board. France, Spain, Italy, and Portugal suddenly closed their airspace to a presidential aircraft.
Crazy.
That's like forcing Air Force One to land because you think someone suspicious is aboard. It's unprecedented. It's arguably illegal. But it happened. Austrian officials board the plane.
Would that be illegal for putting somebody in that dangerous predicament? Somebody of that level of importance? That's crazy.
Search it like common criminals looking for drugs.
Makes sense.
No Snowden. Just a humiliated president of a sovereign nation. Morales later says, "This was kidnapping. If they did this to me, imagine what they'll do to him." On August 1st, 2013 happens the plot twist nobody saw coming.
They did want to smoke him. You said it like they didn't have a death warrant out for bruh. They wanted to smoke him.
Asylum. Not because Putin loves whistleblowers. He definitely doesn't. But because embarrassing America is worth more than American friendship.
Everyone really hates America. It's crazy. And I don't like, based on the like being in the shoes of anyone else, it makes sense. It's like, but it's governmental, you know? Most people don't agree with the tactics of their government and how they frolic in foreign lands and the policies they have. Most of them kind of like uniformly just profit off of the working class people. And we just really don't get to make any choices for real. But hey, you know? But it is funny because it makes a lot of sense if you look at history, like American history. It's just like, yeah, everyone damn near should hate us over different things we did over for generations to the entire world, for like pineapples and random fruits and shit to be canned. It's wild.
Finally walks out of the airport wearing the same t-shirt
bottled water
40 days ago, into a country he never planned to live in. President Obama cancels a summit with Putin.
Gotta look out the window when you mention bottled water.
The US media goes ballistic. He's a Russian spy now. Except he's not. He's just a guy who ran out of airports. Russia isn't his choice. It's his only option. The alternative is a black site prison or worse. But here's the cost. Snowden will never see his family again. Never return to his country. Never have a normal life. He traded everything for one thing. The truth. Was it worth it? And more importantly, what happens when the world's most powerful intelligence agency decides to make an example of someone? The aftermath splits into two realities. In one, Snowden is a traitor who helped terrorists and betrayed his country. In the other, he's the Paul Revere of the digital age, warning that the surveillance state is already here. Both realities exist simultaneously, depending on which
which side you feel in. I feel like it was W. Mann's. But it was technically treason by literal definition. But it was treason and, I guess, perjury. What is that? When they lied and said it wasn't happening. So, under oath. So, you know, exposing treason with treason is, I don't know, equals out, I guess. I don't.
You watch, but
two negatives equal
don't
positive.
Care about opinions. Within 6 months of Snowden's revelations, measurable changes happen. Tech companies, terrified of losing customers, implement end-to-end encryption. WhatsApp, used by 2 billion people, makes every message unreadable to anyone except sender and receiver. Apple designs iPhones that even Apple can't unlock. The NSA's own leaks just made surveillance infinitely harder. President Obama, who once promised the most transparent administration.
Y'all think that's true? When we have all these apps getting threatened to get closed down because they don't know where the data is getting sent, it's just still understood that the data is getting collected? No. Did they fix it?
In history, is forced to admit there's a problem. January 2014, he gives a speech that sounds like Snowden wrote it. Just because we can do something doesn't mean we should. He announces reforms, creates oversight boards, pretends this was the plan all along. The real victory comes June 2015. Congress passes the USA Freedom Act, ending the NSA's bulk phone collection program.
If I remember correctly, being younger, when the USA Freedom Act happened, one of my older relatives told me something got snuck in there that was like not good actually as well. Like something really bad for American freedom. I don't remember what it is though, because I was young.
International effects ripple outward. Brazil builds its own internet
If someone knows what I'm talking about, say it in the comments and we'll talk about it there.
To avoid US spying. Europe passes privacy laws with teeth, billion-dollar fines for violations. China and Russia use Snowden's revelations as propaganda. Tech companies play both sides. Publicly, they're outraged about NSA spying. Privately, they still comply with secret orders. Then comes vindication. September 2nd, 2020. The U.S. Court of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit rules the NSA's phone program was illegal.
7 years it took.
The judges go further. They say intelligence officials who defended it weren't telling the truth.
Why are they missing
Snowden
heads?
tweets from Moscow. I never imagined I'd live to see our courts condemn the NSA's activities as unlawful. The intelligence community's verdict is unanimous. Snowden is a traitor who damaged national security. Their evidence? Classified, of course. Trust us, they say. The same people who lied about WMDs in Iraq, who lied about torture, who lied about mass surveillance until Snowden proved they were lying. Today, Snowden lives somewhere in Moscow, has a Russian wife, a child, Russian citizenship he never wanted. He appears via encrypted video link at conferences, still charges no speaking fees.
I know his bitch be, or not his bitch, but his previous bitch back home, this old United States of American honey, she be punching the air like, ah.
Still believes he did the right thing. Still can't come home without facing life in prison. The question that matters isn't whether Snowden is a hero or traitor. The question is,
Stormtroopers of Star
do you
Wars.
have less privacy or more because of what he did? Speaking of unforgettable revelations, if you think the NSA story is wild, wait until you hear about the mysterious hackers who turned the agency's own weapons against the world.
Alright, I was the man who outsmarted the NSA by Black Files. Video link will be in the description along with link to stream, Discord, and all that. Bunch of stuff down there. As always, consistency is key. I'm gonna be here for y'all. Hopefully you're there for me because I'm a bitch. And it's easy to see.
I need money.